So we're saying, I think now I would say all age groups. I think last weekend, or this past Sunday, I was phoned by UBH saying there's an 11-year-old boy who was displaying psychotic symptoms because of drugs. So we'll say that's the youngest that I've seen so far. So we'll say that all the way to the 40s, 50s, they are getting affected. So it's now no longer a teenager, youth kind of thing only. Although the Ministry of Youth is more interested in that, but now it's affecting even in adults that are being affected.
Now looking at Bulawayo as it's in proximity to Baby Post, obviously it becomes a trading hub for drugs. Maybe you can say something around that.
I think drugs, what I've noticed, they don't really follow any rules, if I can put it that way. But if you go to Harare, I think there are probably a bit more. There are more outlets for those than we were. But drugs is more to do with the networks in market, and because it's business for people who are selling. So they actually design their networks so much because, as we understand, Bronco and so on, they are being delivered in Harare on a daily basis, the same way to Bulawayo. So of course we could be close to Bedbridge, but the networks are a bit more complex than that, and they supply that. So as you notice, what stuff, yes, it's available everywhere. Alcohol is alcohol. When you look at Mbanje, it's available just about everywhere. Some comes from Malawi, some from Mozambique, some. So Mbanje and also it's very local as well. So it's not one thing which then Bronclear, of course, that's the one which mostly comes from South Africa. But for their networks worked out to go to where the market is. So yeah, we are close, but I think we suffered probably just the same as crystal meth is being manufactured in homes. So they have it as much as we do. So it's not like it's not really being imported. We just get it left, right, and center. So yes, South Africa, true, it supplies the other harder drugs, but as you notice, people opt for the cheaper options. You don't want to buy cocaine, which costs you a lot of money, when there's crystal meth or broccoli and what have you, which is a bit cheaper. So people tend to go for the cheaper options, which are rated available.
My name is Betemba Mhlanga. I'm 27 years old. I stay in Luveve, Bulawayo. I was once a drug addict. Where I was staying in Luveve, there was a place in Kwabalanda that was selling drugs to us, near Luveve Road. I was so addicted to drugs that I couldn't do anything. I started stealing furniture, phones from my parents so that I can buy the drugs. I was so addicted I couldn't live without sniffing one. But when my parents decided to chain me in the house, I used to spend the whole days being chained so that I don't see things in our house. Eventually, they referred me to Ingbichen Central Hospital, where I was rehabilitated. I'm now done with drugs. I'm now doing carpentry. At Ingbichen, they saved my life. Used to stay there the whole day. We take the tablets, but now I'm okay. I'm doing carpentry. I'm no longer doing anything to do with drugs.
We have a problem which is a menace in our CPD, which is drug and substance abuse. Of late, as the city, we've managed to arrest 5 accused persons where they were coming from South Africa transporting imbanje in large quantities. We managed to apprehend them at Solusi roadblock, where we waylaid them after having been given a tip-off by members of the public, and we managed to arrest them. And last week, we managed to arrest another person who was brewing injengu, which is an illicit brew under the Harmful Liquids Act. This person was having a backyard structure whereby he was having distillers and a lot of apparatus which he was using for us to know that it was Njengu, we found 3 drums full of ethanol, and the other 4th drum was half. Drums, I'm talking about 200-liter blue drums. They were full of ethanol and they were still sealed. And he was having a lot of bottles that he was making his illicit brew at that place. We managed to apprehend him. We seized all the equipment and all the stuff that was brewing, and we managed to take him to court.
Because we've got a lot of young people, especially the youth, who are having their lives wasted due to the issue of drug and substance abuse. The biggest challenge is most of these guys are not working, though that cannot be an excuse, because you still have those who are well up in life.